Peace, this is E. Jordan Ill of Fire Your Designer at the Freedom from the iPhone live workshop. I wanted to give you a couple keys before people come in, if they come in, as to what the project is, what the course is, what the workshop is, its intention, and what it can do for you. So, Fire Your Designer is from an ebook that I wrote, and fire, definitely not trying to take anybody's job or anything like that, but Fire Your Designer comes from. If you had an experience with the previous designer, it didn't really go too well for you, for whatever reason you didn't get what they promised you, how about you kind of let them go but hire yourself? It's more so about hiring yourself. You put yourself in a powerful position to do what you need to do for yourself and your income, your output, and your self-esteem. The book talks about how you can work for yourself. I began working for myself a few years ago, and it gave me some of the tools to really be able to experience life in a different way, to be able to service clients with design, which is what I do. What you do will be different, and also to give products based on my design background and what I'm able to output via that design background. From the ebook, I transitioned that and everything there into a course, and the course became Freedom from the iPhone. I know a lot of times the iPhone can be a source of depression, a source of addiction. You got your back humped looking to that screen, and the screen often, depending on what you're doing, will give you some things that you don't really want, some comparison, some sadness, and things like that. So I decided to say, there are tons of different apps on the phone that can help you start your side hustle, your side project, or your new full venture, all on your own. Whether you want a team or you want to do it alone, I found the apps that you can use to get started and to really be able to curate your own income straight from your phone quickly. If you want to start something and you're a bit overwhelmed, you're a bit scared, you don't really know how to process goals, or you do know how to process goals of getting a designer, going back and forth with your new branding system, and then going to your web design and getting that done, getting everything figured out, it can be a time-consuming task. It can be a bit stressful depending on how you deal with it and who you're working with. And it can be expensive. You can spend hundreds and thousands of dollars starting this thing. And so I found a lot of people may be a bit scared to do that, or they don't want to do that, or maybe they just want to be able to do it on their own. Maybe before investing that money, that time, that energy, they want to be able to see, will this thing work, or how will I go about it? And so with that, I want to help you, or anyone who's watching this, or just period, get away from regret. So if you wanted to start this thing and you wait years and years, days and days, months and months, and then you're like, I definitely wanted to do this thing, but I never did it. Life got in the way, babies, children, work, unfortunate circumstances. So I'm like, here you go. You can do it from your phone. So boom, after all that, that's like the intro. Getting into it, before really figuring out the technical things, it's more so, what are you going to do and why are you going to do it? More importantly, why are you going to do this thing? Beyond the money, right? Like, the money's cool, but we know the money is a result of what you do. And what you do, hopefully, is helping people. You want to help people. You want to give them a stylistic solution to their problem. You want to answer their problem only in the way that only you can. Like, no one else can do this the way that you would do it. Not as efficient, not as cool, not as nice, not as effective. Not the way you do it. So it's about that purpose, right? Like, what is that thing you want to do, and why are you doing it? And once you figure out why you do it, and I have some worksheets available for you for free to kind of figure out, like, what's that why? Why are you doing it? And once you kind of figure that out, you probably need to be knowing, what is the thing? Like, maybe you have a mission, maybe you have a value, something that you really want to do once you find that purpose. But then it's, what is your offer, or what's your product, or what's both? And I think it's when you kind of look at what people have been asking you to do, what people have been complimenting you, and when people ask you to do that thing, like whatever that thing is that they ask you to do over and over again, you're probably good at it. And so the kind of algorithm, if you will, or the problem would be, what is that thing that you're so good at that people will trade their money for your solution. What will they pay you to do to solve that problem? And once you kind of figure that out, you have your why, your purpose, and you have your product or your service based on what you're good at, what people will trade their money for your solution. Then you get into that fun stuff. And that fun stuff are the apps, like these resources that you can use to get it popping alone on your phone, your iPhone specifically, but with a little research, you can probably get this done on your Android or your Pixel, which you may have. And you can probably use your desktop too, but the idea is that you're able to do this quickly and easily and use something that you have ready for you that you may be using for other reasons, and be able to use your iPhone to hopefully direct the deposits to you. You don't need your boss to do it. You don't need these other people to do it. You do it alone. And with that, that brings some freedom. And so freedom from the iPhone is specifically geared to give you these apps and how to use these apps to get your thing, your side hustle started alone. So boom, let's say you found your purpose, like we said, you found why you're doing what you're going to do, and you know what you're going to do. After that, let's say you want to get into your logo. Later on, you can figure out your customer avatar, who your customer is or who your client base is, where they hang out, what they do, why they need your service, and how to promote to them. You can get to that in a bit later. I think the logo is important because it helps you kind of get jump started into this thing. Once you see what it looks like, you're a bit able to be a bit more confident. You see something there, and that adds to your progress. But let me back up just a bit. Before the logo, you come up with your name, your business name, your side hustle name, your project name, your brand name. I'm a fan of 2-syllable names. And I was just thinking one day, like, wow, a lot of these companies, these big dog companies, these profitable companies, these places that we use every day, a lot of them have 2 syllables and they are successful. And some of them even do good work, meaning, like wholesome, holistic work. But regardless, we kind of look up to them. We have Google, we have Apple, we have Samsung, we have Whole Foods as examples. 2-syllable names, Netflix, and that list goes on, and they're quick and they're easy. And so example with Apple, maybe you just pick something arbitrary and you go with it. Apple makes, technology products, definitely not fruit and things like that. They picked that name and they kept going. Similar to something like Supreme. Now it gets a little tricky when you want to talk about like trademarks and things like that. But that's another 2-syllable name, quick and easy. Supreme doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the brand, but maybe it does, right? And so pick a 2-syllable name that you think represents what you do and what you're serving, who you're serving, or not. Maybe just something you like. You can research what Google means, the name and what the name means. It's pretty cool. Or something like Netflix, where you make your own name. So you have internet, and you have flicks, which is slang for movies. Then you put them together and you have Netflix. So you kind of write down what you think your name can be, what that brand name can be. Do a cool list. There are some apps you can use. You have the Shopify name generator, where you can put in a word or a phrase, and it'll kind of lead you to tons of examples to get your brain going if it's a bit harder just to write them down on paper, or if you want to type them up. So you figure out what that name can be. 2 syllables I think are great, but definitely doesn't have to be that. You have tons of beautiful companies that have more than 2 syllables, but 2 is quick and easy. Once you figure out what that name is, whether you make the name or use a word, or put words together, or do some Tetris and put it all together for your output, again, then you can get to the logo. The logo can be expensive. You have people paying thousands and even millions, like corporate companies, millions of dollars for their logo. It means a lot. You want that logo to transition to a brand, and that's a totally different conversation. But the brand is like how people feel about it. If you say Nike, which is again in 2 syllables, but you say that, you have a certain feeling, that athleticism, being really good at what you do and working hard every day to be really good at what you do. That's kind of the brand, the feeling. But the logo, the mark for that, often can be pretty expensive. But with these apps, they don't have to be expensive, nor do they have to take a lot of time. So one app you can use is Hatchful, again by Shopify. You log on to Hatchful by way of the App Store, download that. You can pick your icon, you'll write in what your brand name is, and your slogan if you have one. You don't have to start with one now, but like for instance, Nike is just do it, things like that. So, but if you just want to do your brand name, you put your brand name in, you'll pick your colors, you pick the icon you want, if you want an icon. You kind of push and pull and pick your colors and do your things on the app. Then you're able to send it to yourself by way of email. You do gotta get your files from the computer, that's like one of the things, but otherwise a lot of this is contained within the iPhone. You'll get high-res files, you'll get a JPEG, a PNG, and I believe one more file. The difference is you'll have like your PNGs that you can use for online, and it has no background, right? So you can put it wherever you need. It's not gonna have that white background. You put that there, and you're able to get moving on your logo that fast. Again, all from your phone, beyond having to retrieve the files from email by way of the desktop. After you do that, you're able to even design your website straight off the iPhone. There are going to be two things that I talk about in the course. Big Cartel is one, which you can do straight from your phone. You can figure out what products, not quite services on Big Cartel, but what products are you selling? T-shirts or earrings, or are you selling books, magazines? You'll be able to put some of those items, I believe, on Big Cartel. I know they do great with clothes. There are other items, I'm pretty sure you can do it. But regardless, you can use the logo that you made on Hatchful, put it on your phone because you downloaded it from the computer by way of your email, and start designing and putting the proper systems in place on your phone via Big Cartel, another app you can get off the App Store. So right then and there, you'll have your why, your purpose, your product, your name, all together. Your logo too. So you'll have all those things, your website included, and another app you can use, which is pretty cool, is called On Universe. On Universe uses sort of a Instagram technique of building your website on your phone with blocks. You'll kind of be moving your blocks around, putting different things in different places. You're able to do all of this straight from your phone. So with that, maybe you want to kind of loosely like sketch out what you want where. Do you want your logo on the top and some of your information in the body, things like that? Or do you want a big, nice email square for them to contact you? Whatever you want. They have beautiful tutorials within the app on your onboarding, like your intro to using the app. It's pretty new. They have new updates though, so everything is smooth. It's a really beautiful app. And just using On Universe that you can download on the App Store for free, you'll be able to get it popping straight from your phone. So a quick recap, you have your purpose, you'll have your why, what you're doing. Of course, you're going to earn money by helping people, but your why will be beyond the money. You'll have your brand name, your brand logo, and your website. Plus, if you use Big Cartel, that website will be an e-commerce shop straight from your phone, meaning you'll be able to get that money from your people by offering a great service or product, depending on what it is and what platform you're using, straight from your phone. It's magnificent. You'll be able to do all this quickly. With a little bit of prep work, like tiny bit of prep work, you can get all this done while watching a few things on Netflix. It's like ridiculous. That's what Freedom from the iPhone is for. That's what the course is made for. The workshop, I kind of help you go through it one-on-one. The actual course, which you can get online, fireyourdesigner.co, will run you through it. I have tons of free things to kind of walk you through some of these items. The course walks you through the whole thing. If you get the course, you'll be able to holler at me. I'll walk you through things one-on-one. I'm always available, accessible, because I just love sharing this information. Being on my own, working for myself, gave me the opportunity to work, I guess, internationally, if you will, taking trips wherever, be able to work on the phone, offering solutions to my clients, and it's been a wonderful experience. And it's my intention to help you be able to do that, whether you have a 9-to-5 and want to get some side hustle money, whether you want to do your thing for real, on your own, by yourself, and that's where your energy is going to. Whichever way you want to do it, freedom from the iPhone by way of Fire Your Designer and Jordan Ill is here to help you. So those apps, On Universe, Big Cartel, Hatchful, the Shopify name generator. Oh, and some extra ones for you. MailChimp, a great resource to be able to email your tribe, your community, letting them know that you're about to pop this thing off, that you're going to get it started. It's free for under 2,000 subscribers, meaning the people that you're going to be emailing out. You can do it on the phone, set up some nice email campaigns. They say that email still has a better return on investment than any of the social media platforms, IG, Facebook, etc. So that's the extra one. And then to send invoices, let's say you have a service-based business and you want to send someone an invoice for some work you've done with them. I love the app and.co, and.co. You're able to update the invoice with the logo you've made from Hatchful. Put that in your invoice. You're able to send your invoice to your clients, and you're able to send them contracts and proposals where that client can pay digitally straight from the phone. You'll get a notification when they check your proposal, when they check your invoice, and of course, when they pay you for your invoice. So it's no more games where the client can say, oh, I didn't see it. You'll know when they view it. You'll know when they pay you. And you can ask for that billing cycle to be recurring. So if you're doing something like you're doing pool maintenance and you're going to clean people's pools every month or every 2 weeks, every weekend, you can just say, hey, at a discount, I'll put that payment on recurring and I'll just come at whatever frequency that you decide between the client. So again, curating those deposits going directly to you by way of your phone is something that I would love to help you with. Those are just some of the ways you can do it. Those are free apps. They cost nothing on the phone that you already have. Why not scroll through your invoices and deposits rather than other people's social feeds? Oh, and last one, if you want to make it super official and you want to be like LLC, you can go to stripe.com/atlas, like a globe. Stripe.com/atlas. They will incorporate you and give you a banking checking account for your business, all in one shot. So that's how you can be official, have your why, your purpose, your logo, your slogan, your brand name, your website, and your e-commerce shop. And it takes just a few hours. You can have all this popping on a Saturday. Some things will take a little bit extra time after you're done, like you got to wait for your incorporation papers to come in and things like that. But otherwise, the logo is basically instant. The website, basically instant, all from your iPhone. So I hope this is a help. I'm here to help you. I'm at eJordanIll, and it's www.ejordanill.co, or for the course, is fireyourdesigner.co. I hope that's helpful. Anything else, please hit me. Congrats on your freedom. And there it is. Peace.